Hello, everyone. Thank you for attending this webinar for transfer students. And we'll go ahead and get started with the next slide. First of all, I would be appreciated if you enter your questions in the Q&A section of the Zoom webinar, and also to limit background noise, we have muted all connections. You will have an opportunity for Q&A at the end of the webinar, and please make sure to type your question only once. And also, finally, I would like to mention that this webinar will be recorded. Study abroad for UCLA transfer students. Who we are. My name is Robert Rodriguez from the UCLA International Education Office, the one-stop shop for undergraduate study abroad opportunities. In our office, you can consult with our study abroad advisors, coordinators, and we can connect you with peers who have studied abroad themselves. Today, I will be leading this webinar specifically for UCLA transfer students. Here's a quick overview of what we will cover today. You may have questions regarding COVID-19, and we will make sure to cover COVID-19, program types, cost and funding, steps to apply, and a Q&A from a student returnee. Study abroad and COVID-19. As of now, summer programs and beyond are scheduled to run. This COVID-19 is being closely monitored by UCLA and its partners like UCEAP to assess the safety of our programs for our students and faculty abroad. Due to COVID-19, the UCLA IEO is considering go, no-go decisions. Limited double enrollments for UCEAP. Students enrolling in UCEAP programs during the academic year can maintain their UCLA enrollment for the term they plan to study abroad for an extended period. Also, virtual alternatives for select programs are in the works. Our coordinators are developing virtual alternatives should-person programs all through UCLA's faculty-led programs. Flexibility and patience is not only required, but is greatly appreciated. We are working in an ever-changing environment. More than ever, students who desire to study abroad in the near future will need to be flexible, as factors outside of our control may change plans unexpectedly. Finally, please renew or apply for a passport as soon as possible. We know the U.S. Department of State has an extensive backlog of passport applications. It is currently taking longer than their usual 6 to 8 weeks processing window. We strongly encourage students who can to apply for or renew their passport now or ASAP to ensure they have a passport in a timely manner. A handful of programs will require students to secure a student or visitor visa before departure to enter certain countries. This may require us to have a passport well before their departure date. This information is for U.S. citizens traveling with American passports, but similar delays may be occurring with your nationality's passport processing offices. Transfers have enough time to study abroad. Planning ahead is going to be key to securing a study abroad experience with UCLA. Summer is the most popular term students go abroad. And we also have, in addition to summer, there's also quarter and semester programs available. Students can go abroad as late as their senior year. As you may know, EAP applications are currently open. If you do not have a UCLA GPA at the moment, for certain programs, you may enter your community college GPA. This is on a case-by-case basis, but it is a possibility. And if you have questions about this, I would encourage you to reach out to our office. Our contact information will be displayed in a later slide. We have many resources to help you plan your study abroad experience. Detailed program information on our website, one-on-one appointments with study abroad advisors, and one-on-one appointments with academic counseling department advisors, peer guidance from study abroad returnees, health insurance and evacuation insurance is provided, and pre-departure orientations, which will highlight all things UCLA regarding course credit transfer, financial aid, and additional preparation steps. Now we'll get into the type of options that are available. Here you'll see 4 different options. The first 3 are summer-only options. UCLA Travel Study, UCLA Global Internship Program, UCLA Global Cities are all summer. UC Education Abroad programs offer multiple terms: summer, fall, spring, and year. As we move along, I will highlight specific examples from each type of program and also learn the deadlines and additional opportunities and highlights that are available. UCLA Summer Travel Study. This is an overview of the UCLA Summer Travel Study program. Registration will open November 18th, which is about a week from now. To secure a spot, a $200 deposit is required. This is a UCLA faculty-led program. In other words, a UCLA professor will travel with you throughout this experience. Program length ranges 3 to 6 weeks in duration. As mentioned earlier, some virtual options are being developed to accommodate needs as they arise. This is a sample program. This is a program located in Denmark. Time frame 4 weeks, a few highlights: shared facilities, self-catered, several program excursions, the coursework that's available, and what requirements are satisfied through this program. I will also like to highlight that the coursework is already approved for credit transfer. There's nothing you will need to do to ensure that that happens. Next up, we have the UCLA Global Internship Program. This is a brand new program geared towards internship opportunities only. The program length, 8 weeks in country, 10 weeks online for the coursework. All internships are credit bearing. All internships are also unpaid. You have in-person internships and virtual opportunities as well. Registration just opened November 2nd and will continue to remain open until February the 12th. A $200 deposit is required to secure a space in the program. Here's a quick snapshot of the internship placement tracks. College Honors, Sydney, Australia, virtual option available. Education, Cape Town, also a virtual opportunity available. Engineering opportunities in Germany, Japan, Canada, and also virtual options. Public affairs, global affairs. We have internship opportunities in Colombia, Ireland, Vietnam, London, and some additional virtual options. As I mentioned, this is a brand new program. You will be the first UCLA students to participate in this program if you decide to register and secure a spot with your $200 deposit. This is a sample program. Location, sample locations, Colombia and Vietnam, time frame 8 to 10 weeks, and a few highlights: internship abroad focus on global affairs, student residences with other interns and students, self-catered excursions, and the coursework and internship also you will see listed there. Next up, we have UCLA Summer Global Cities. The Global Cities program is a unique collaboration between partner universities abroad and UCLA. It offers a comparative perspective through coursework and social events that highlight creativity, economics, social, political, and cultural background of those host cities. It provides the opportunity to enjoy a unique academic and cultural experience that combines credit-bearing courses with special events. For this program, you will spend basically half of summer, session A, at a host university. The second half, which is session C, return to UCLA to complete coursework here. The entire cohort will return to UCLA. There are 3 destination options available: Amsterdam, Barcelona, and Milan. All courses have been pre-approved by UCLA for credit transfer. Registration will open November 18th and close April 1st. A $200 deposit is required to secure your place in the program. This is an example of the Barcelona program. Time frame, 4+ weeks, followed by 6 weeks, which is session C. A few highlights, including independent housing and self-care exchange program, what this program can satisfy, GEs, possibility to select major, minor via petition. Now, we will highlight UCEAP. As I mentioned, this program offers summer, fall, spring, and year options. Students enroll in courses abroad while earning UC credit, and you will maintain your UCLA student status while abroad. That also applies for the 3 previous programs I highlighted. Eligibility requirements will vary from program to program, consisting of a GPA, class level, and very few others will have a language prereq. As long as you maintain eligibility, meet future deadlines, you should be going abroad. There is no fee to submit an UCEAP application. For most programs, it is first come, first serve. There's a select few number of programs that are limited due to space availability. Our UCEAP deadlines calendar on our website will confirm how many spots are available and the spots are taken. It will also confirm if the wait list started. Again, this is for a few select number of programs where most UCEAP programs are not capped. I'm highlighting a sample program. This program is Yonsei University in South Korea. It offers multiple terms, as you can see in the time frame section: fall, spring, and year. Next to it, you'll find a range of dates consisting of a month-to-month range to give you an idea of when you can expect to be at this program for a specific term. Credit highlights include GEs, major, minor requirements, and/or foreign language. Highlights include courses taught in English, language buddy program, internship, and volunteer opportunities available. Yonsei offers a variety of subjects. I highlighted just a few, ranging from sociology, economics, psychology, philosophy, and communications. Now we'll start to get into the academic section of this presentation. Course review. If you're looking to fulfill major requirements, you will need to reach out to your UCLA academic department or your counseling unit or major department, excuse me, to discuss the courses you wish to take abroad to fulfill major requirements. It is a possibility to complete this, and in order to prepare for it, we do have tools available to help you with this. For example, on the UCEAP course webpage, you will find a UCEAP course catalog where you can view courses that's been previously pre-approved for UC students to take abroad. Information you'll find there will include a course description, the number of units that it offers, and is it upper div or lower div, and your academic departments will have the final word on where each specific course will meet the requirements you're looking to fulfill. Upon completion of your program, please make sure to save your syllabi, class notes, any handouts you receive in order to support your petition when you return from your program. As transfer students, you're done with GEs and or very likely to be done with GEDs and your language requirements. But if you need to take courses to serve as professional development or just for personal growth, that is a possibility. Most programs are not designed around specific majors. There are several students that may be done with all of their requirements and are just for the experience abroad or looking to some professional development. A prime example is maybe a student looking to sharpen a foreign language. So may decide to take Japanese to improve their language skills for professional development. Now, we'll be getting into program funding. If you submit the FAFSA, then you will get support from financial aid. As to how much support, that really depends on how financial aid package each student. EFANS will consist of grants, loans, and scholarships. The FAFSA must be submitted along with the DREAM Act by the priority deadline. For specific financial aid questions, we would encourage you to visit the financial aid website to learn more about aid for study abroad programs. In addition to the FAFSA, there are several scholarship opportunities available. Here are a few examples. Scholarship awards range from $1,000 to $5,000 for merit-based to financial need-based. For a little bit of everything. So I would encourage you to visit our website and take a look at the scholarship offerings and become familiar with deadlines and criteria. How to apply. Attend an info session, which is what you're doing now. Clarify your study abroad goals. Are you looking to fulfill major requirements? Are you looking for an internship or a research opportunity? Funding options, we just learned about multiple funding options are available, ranging from financial aid to scholarship opportunities. Consult academic and major advisors. Your UCLA academic counseling units will need to be involved in this process to confirm that you're taking the right classes to fulfill the requirements you're looking to fulfill. For questions regarding the application, what program options are available, and so on, we can help you with those questions. For all program options, you will apply online. There are no hard copies that are needed to be dropped off. The entire process for all study abroad options can be completed online. For travel study and global cities, you will see each individual website when the registration opens, eligibility criteria, and there's a competitive or selective. For global internship program and UCEAP, you will also see the website there. The UCEAP application, in addition to the application, there is a UCLA questionnaire that's located within the EAP online application, specifically in the instructions section. We want to make sure that you see the questionnaire to complete it in order to submit a complete application. The eligibility criteria varies from program to program. For UCLA global internships, unless you meet the minimum GPA and in good academic standing, you can submit an application. Competitive or selective, again, it depends on the program, but most programs are first come, first served, and another few will have a limited number of spots. So I would recommend to begin to research these program options as soon as possible to confirm what program you'd like to apply for. Now, I would like to welcome and introduce Sean Garvey. He is a recent UCEAP study abroad participant that went to Japan and also applied for and earned a Global Leadership Fellows Program scholarship. He will share some information about his experience abroad and we will have a Q&A as we move along. Please welcome Sean Garvey.
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry about that. Thank you for the introduction.
It's okay.
Sorry. To quickly introduce myself, I am also a fellow transfer student. I transferred from Diablo Valley College from in the Bay Area. I transferred into UCLA 2018 fall. I lived in Holly, the transfer community. It's a very great experience. I decided to do my senior year at Waseda University, a one-year program. Then, as mentioned, I also did the Global Leadership Fellows Program, which is a fellowship program where I was put into a cohort with about 20 other students. Half were from Waseda who did a year abroad in the US. Then the other half were US students who were in the same position as me. And they were all from so-called elite universities such as UCLA, UC Berkeley, and Ivy Leagues. So it was kind of academically rigorous. We were put into two like kind of student-led research programs where we got to essentially write about whatever we wanted, but it was very student-led and student. The curriculum was picked by the students. Also through the program, we got some like unique internship experiences that were really only available to people within GLFP. I personally interned at NHK, which is Japan's it's like national broadcaster. It's similar to the BBC or CNN. Other people did Japan Times, which is like a very reputable English newspaper. More broadly about Japan, Waseda is kind of a very reputable school within Japan, but there's only a one-year program, so I would have preferred to only do a semester program, but I really valued the name brand of Waseda over that, so that's why I decided to do 1 year. Another popular school is KO, which is it's a very reputable school, but it's only also 1 year. What else would I mention? I would preface 1 year is a very long time, so it is a very big commitment to go to Japan. So I would really think about it before you go. But I do not regret my decision at all. It was very I'm in my last quarter now, UCLA. I'm taking it remotely, but I think Waseda was kind of my experience. My UCEAP experience was the thing that stood out about my 4-year college experience. So I don't regret it at all. It was very unique and yeah, just my overall college experience was very different from other kids because of this study abroad experience. Is there anything
Thank you, Sean.
else I should?
We're here.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about the classes that you took abroad. Maybe highlight a little bit about that.
Sure. So typically, I think you do have to take Japanese language classes. They are required. And the only people who didn't have to were people who were part of GLP, which were only 2 kids out of maybe, I think, 15 UCLA kids who went to Waseda or Japanese schools. So that's one key difference between the program I did versus general students. In terms of rigor in language, I don't know anybody who took classes in Japanese. I think the requirement to do so is very strict, and you have to be near native or near fluent to do so. So everybody I knew took classes in English, and because they were English, it wasn't very rigorous. The quality of education is not so good, or Japan's very no. Their reputation is it's hard to get into the school, but once you're in the school, classes aren't very hard. So a lot of kids had a lot of free time outside of class. But at the same time, a benefit was that because it is a UCAP program, everything transferred back easily. and it was very easy to coordinate with my department. I'm an international development major, so I worked with the International Institute, coordinate with them to satisfy requirements, and I was set to, my second half of my program was canceled, but I was set to complete 5 classes of my major, or 5 major requirements, which is a significant portion of the major. So it is definitely possible to finish your degree or complete a significant portion of your degree abroad.
Thank you, Sean. During Q&A, we may have some questions for you from our students. So it would be great if you could stick around.
Sure, thank you.
Please feel free to join our newsletter to receive study abroad updates from our office. The QR code will help you sign up for the newsletter. I'll leave it there for a few moments to allow you time to take a look at it, and we'll eventually provide you with this presentation by email. This is our slide with our contact information. So we have virtual advising available on our website. Feel free to drop in for advising with an advisor with our office. Our direct email address is also there, so please feel free to reach us. We have our social media links there. Please, you may like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at UCLA IAO. Now, we would like to open it up for Q&A. My colleague and also fellow advisor, Danilo Bonilla, will read off some questions.
Hi, Robert. So we have 3 questions. Okay, so the first question is, just to clarify, the Global Internship Program is only available over the summer, but are there still internships abroad options with UCEAP?
Yes, there are some internship opportunities offered through UCEAP for the fall and spring term. So using the UCEAP filter feature on its website, you can actually narrow down the programs with internships on the website based on experience, of internship experience and location. And also an obvious giveaway is if the word internship is included in the program title. That will tell you that the program will offer an internship. Another giveaway, if it's not included in the title, but if it has a tab where you can read about internships, that means the internship is not built in, but it's available to add it on. So to take a close look at the program options you're considering to see what programs offer internships. If you have any questions, definitely I would encourage you to reach out to our office and we can assist you.
Okay, the second question is, how many UCEAP programs can we apply to?
Well, you have up to 56 units is the max amount of units you can take abroad and bring back to UCLA. If you plan it well enough, that's about 3 different programs. Most students that have done multiple programs have done 2 programs. It could be a summer program and then eventually somewhere down the line, a semester program. It is a possibility, but it will obviously require a lot of planning and conversations with our office and your academic counseling units.
Okay, the third question is, does the language requirement have to be completed by the application due date?
As long as the eligibility requirements are met by departure, you should be okay and ready to go. But again, most programs will not language prereq. You may confirm that when you visit the website, each program will have its own individual set of eligibility requirements. If you look at the section that says language prereq, if it says none, then that's there's no prereqs to worry about. But if there is, then it'll say, for example, a minimum of 2 semesters of Japanese or 3/4 of Japanese. You will see something like that. If you have questions about that, then definitely reach out to our office and we can talk about it further. More questions, Danilo?
We don't have any more questions.
Okay, that pretty much concludes this presentation. I would like to thank you, Sean. I really appreciate you taking the time to join us and share your experience with our fellow students. And thank you, Danilo, for providing assistance with the Q&A session. This ends the presentation. Thank you again for stopping by.